Welcome back to V is for van. N is for normal. Welcome back to N is for normal. Today we're going to be working on the van and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if you've seen B is for Build. He's a pretty awesome YouTuber who is also here in Portland, who's constantly working on car stuff, but yeah, go check him out if you haven't seen anything. One of his videos where he got a boat recently kind of skyrocketed his channel. I think he's got over 1 million subscribers now, but I don't know why I just did that. But anyways, we're gonna work on the green van a little bit. I talk about working on the white van. I changed the brakes on that, but whatever. This is just footage from the last week or so. I had a bunch of extra stuff from when we installed these curtains. So you may see them make an appearance in this video. But yeah, basically go to the mailbox store, pick up some stuff, do a few more things, setting up the house here, try to get things squared away. And as per usual, you never know what's gonna happen. All right, so I replaced the exhaust manifold in the green van a while back. Well, there's your problem. Took the bolts out, and this thing is very clearly in 2 halves. Yeah, that'll definitely cause an issue. And I don't remember if it was part of another video or what exactly happened, but link up here for that. Anyway, so I got it replaced and everything was fine. Well, luckily it was the front exhaust manifold that broke, and that's usually always what breaks on those things. The back one is impossible to get to. Like, you pretty much have to pull the engine to get to it. So I replaced the front one, everything was fine, and in the back of my mind I'm thinking, I really hope the back one doesn't break. So a few months go by, start getting an exhaust leak. And it sounds suspiciously like a flange for an exhaust manifold. And I'm like, oh, is that the back one? Did it go? Because, you know, the front one goes bad, back one, maybe they go out together. Well, turns out the front ones are always what go bad on these, not the back ones. Knock on formaldehyde infused OSB or chipboard. So I started thinking, okay, great, I'm going to find this exhaust leak. It's going to be a pain. I was actually getting ready to buy a diagnostic smoke machine, which is sort of like what you use for Halloween and like dances and stuff, but you stick it in the tailpipe, it fills the entire exhaust system with smoke, and then you just look for where the smoke's coming out. Pretty easy. But today I was kind of poking around. I'm getting the garage set up here. I'm getting my workbench and everything going. Got some speakers installed, and we're kind of getting things set up here. Yesterday I changed the front brakes on the white van, so it's working again. I didn't really film any of that. I just wanted to get it done. But I figured today I was charging the battery on the green van just because it's good to do that every so often. And I was like, I think I'm gonna take this heat shielding off and take a look in here. So got to digging around under there. Normally when I hear the exhaust leak, it's already warmed up. And you want the engine to be stone cold when you're trying to find a manifold exhaust leak, because you kind of get your hand under there and you sort of feel where the exhaust is coming from. So I did that today. I fired it up, stuck my ears dead in there, determined it was not coming from the rear exhaust manifold. So that was good. Pulled the heat shielding off, and I found one of those things where it's like, oh, well, there's your problem. This is the flange gasket. See how you can see daylight through it? This is where the manifold that I replaced mates up with the crossover pipe. Well, the bolts got a little bit screwed up, and well, let's just say this went bad. Easy fix. I got some new bolts. I got a new one of these, and we're gonna slam it in here real quick. All right, so there's the exhaust manifold that I replaced, and here is our problem right here. It was this joint that the gasket was, well, as you can see, the bolts were not exactly in very good shape. So got a new gasket, got some new grade 8 bolts, and we should be able to make this work. I'm gonna let it warm up, double check the torque on those, and we should be good. This is what you call filming a pickup. It's where you realize there's a shot that you missed and you need to go back and get it from earlier. I was gonna show you the exhaust gasket and the bolts on this van that were causing the issue with a little bit more light. So here is our flange gasket. Now this failed because the bolts were not tight, and as you can see, daylight's coming through. The reason the bolts were not tight, however, when I made the repair and swapped out the exhaust manifold in that van, I did it in the parking garage of the apartment. I was kind of in a hurry. I mean, it wasn't technically against the lease. I think they thought it was, but the way they worded their lease actually made it so they couldn't enforce me working on my vehicle in there. But check out this bolt. This is what was holding that together. As you can see, it got a little bit cross-threaded, and I started threading it in. As you can see, we've got like one good thread. Then it got tighter, and I just kept cranking it down because I figured, hey, I'm only doing this once, and as long as the bolt is holding, I don't care. So I keep cranking the thing down, and then we get to this section right here, and you see how the thread is like missing. So I just kept cranking, and eventually it stopped turning, and I assumed, oh hey, this thing is now tight. I fired it up, and I didn't hear an exhaust leak. Well, it turns out it was just tight enough so that this gasket was compressed in a way that it didn't leak in an audible fashion, but it wasn't tight as it should be. And the bolt on the top wasn't nearly as worn out, but still, I mean, it's not good. So over the next couple of months driving the thing, this gasket just kept heating up and expanding and contracting, and eventually chunks started coming out of it. And yeah, so replace your bolts. I was doing it in the middle of the night and the parts stores were closed, and the bolts that came with the kit were completely incorrect. They were the other style of flange bolts that have, there's a nut with a giant tab with a wing on it so it doesn't rotate, and then a spring and a big spacer, and none of that worked at all. So yeah, anyways, that's what happened. This bolt right here is definitely going in the show and tell pile because yeah, I've got a bunch of parts that I hang on to when I'm doing automotive repairs just to show people later on, hey, here's why you don't want to do this, or wow, how did that break? That is, like, this part failed in a spectacular way. Like when you see, you know, a rod or piece of a piston or something laying on the side of the road, it's like, but that made a hell of a racket when it broke, because, you know, it ended up out on the street somehow. All right, so we got all the heat shielding reinstalled now, and there are no leaks. Only thing left to do is go on a little test drive. Oh yeah, that's a lot quieter in here now. Doesn't take much to create quite a bit of racket. Also runs better now. When you get a bunch of exhaust that's not going by the O2 sensors, it really screws with everything. So I guess I didn't really mention it, but I found a microwave on Craigslist. Just need a spot to put it in here now. Okay. Oh, that thing's heavy. All right. Also got our bag of curtains here. Excellent. Oh no, I ran over my nicotine gum. It's all smashed flat. Dang it. But yeah, found a microwave on Craigslist. It's one of the convection oven style ones. What's that person doing? Okay. It's one of the convection oven microwave combo units. It's actually what I was trying to find. These things are normally like $350. I had one years ago, and they're super handy. Oh, I guess that guy's selling all kinds of stuff on Craigslist. Someone else just showed up. I don't know if you can see, but they're buying a bicycle from him. This was perfect. These microwaves are normally like 350 bucks. This one was $45. The guy actually didn't know what it was. Like, he just thought it was a regular microwave, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, so came and grabbed that. They physically take up a lot of counter space, but they're really cool because they can heat stuff with a convection element. So you can put things in there that are in, you know, metal trays and whatnot. that ordinarily microwaves wouldn't be able to handle. But anyways, sitting there in the back seat, and I think now I'm headed to pick up a washing machine. I'm actually going to a friend's place. Oh, I really should have strapped down that microwave. Might find a spot to pull over here and put a seatbelt around that thing, because if I have to anchor up the brakes, that thing's gonna go flying. And since we're in southeast Portland, that's a very high probability of happening, because there's a lot of idiots driving around here. But anyways, washing machine. It's actually one that I bought a long time ago when I was living in a warehouse, and I sold it to a friend. He doesn't need it anymore, so I'm gonna buy it back from him. This is a bad street to pull out of. Nobody can see right here. Okay. We'll cut across all these lanes of traffic. Don't mind me, just a crazy person in a van. And onto the freeway. Oh, I guess I was going to stop and tie it down. Oh well, I'll just be careful. And there we go, what did I say? I had to slam on the brakes, microwave's on the floor. Totally called that. Hopefully it didn't break anything, I guess we'll see. I'm just about to my friend's place now, and we'll see if it survived. If not, I'm sure I can fix it. Microwaves are not that complex. Look what I found. Miniature washer and dryer. I don't think the dryer actually works, but I know the washer does. I actually bought this thing a long time ago, and it's been passed around between a few friends ever since then. But yeah, this thing will be good. This, like I said, I don't know. It was pretty crappy, but I don't know. I got them both, so whatever. I think for right now, I'm going to try and get this microwave out of here and see if it in fact still works after it took its little trip to the floor. Oh, and I got some curtains to use in the garage and other places. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here. There's a lot of stuff in here. Had some friends help me load these in. This is on wheels, so that's no problem. This thing, I might leave it in here till tomorrow. I've got a little piano dolly I'll probably have to use to get this out, but it's kind of heavy. Looks like we got a little bit of damage here on the old microwave. This dent is supposed to be there, but this one, on the other hand, not so much. And I noticed some little plastic pieces. Uh-oh. Wonder if that means the counter's crooked, or if the chassis actually got bent. At any rate, I think the convection heating element is back here. So we're gonna pop this cover off and have a look to see if anything underneath it got damaged, or if it can just be straightened back out, or just honestly left alone. It's kind of interesting though that, yeah, I'm hoping it's the counter that's crooked, but I guess we'll find out here in a minute. Let's see here. Oh. Okay. There is nothing under there. This must just be extra heat shielding. Okay. I think that is supposed to be there. Well, actually, can't really tell. I think this is supposed to be here because there's no dent in this. So let's flip this thing up and look at the bottom of it. Well, everything looks all right. Oh yeah, I think this is heat shielding. See how there's little vents on the side here? Huh. Well, I guess we'll just bend this back a little bit and call it a day. Oh yeah, no problem. Just like new. It's like the cord's in all right shape. Ooh, there's a dent on the top of it. Yeah, check that out. That wasn't there before. Our glass is not broken, so that's a bonus. I have to bend that back though. That might actually interfere with the door opening. There we go. Or the door closing. Looks like it's all right. Well, should we power it up? That's still a bit unnerving. I don't think the whole chassis could tweak. Oh, unless it did. Look at this corner. Can you see how the bottom is like bent out and over right here? Sure enough, we have a little bit of a dent here. Can you see that? And how this foot is pushed in? So, yeah, the chassis did flex a little bit. Dang it. I don't know if that's enough to make it dangerous, or... I don't know if that's enough to make something dangerous or not. Screw it. There's only a few screws. I'm going to pull the whole housing off the top and just take a peek in there. I don't want to completely blow it up if there's something that's real easy to just reconnect or fix. Hi. So we had a Phillips screw there, and those hosers tried to use security Torx to keep me out of this thing. Luckily, so those are Torx with a little divot in the middle. Luckily, I have all manner of security bits handy. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of bits, and then I've also got this little wrench set here. So you can see there's Torx with holes in the middle. It is actually really easy to just get a miniature flat blade screwdriver and pop that little center notch out and then use a regular Torx bit. But since it's a microwave and high voltage and whatever, I'm sure they don't want people in here screwing around. Alright, let's see what we got going on in here. Well, there's a lot of metal. And it looks like, yeah, that just flops around in here. The side of the case holds that in place. That's kind of a strange design. Ah, here's the meat of it over here. This is the danger zone.
Don't judge me. Food.
All right. So, we've got our microwave transformer here. This takes line voltage up to a couple thousand volts. And here's our magnetron here. This is our basically electron gun that blasts everything in here. And then up top here, this is what makes this microwave special. We have some heating elements. So you can, you have to tighten up those screws. That's what allows you to heat without using the actual microwaves. I'm gonna tighten down these screws. Well, I guess, I think the casing on this, using these foam pads, is what holds everything in place and keeps it from bouncing around, but let's just make sure these are tight. Oh yeah, that was like completely loose. Alright. There we go, that's a little better. I don't see any cracked circuit boards. We've got dual switches here when the door opens. That mechanism could actually use a little bit of lubrication. I've got some silicone for that. But I think everything looks alright. As far as our dent on the front of it goes, it looks like it just landed right here and sort of pushed this whole section up. So, since this might be easy and I actually hadn't put my hammer away from the other day, I'm hanging this off the corner here. Close the door. I'm gonna see if I can pop this back out a little bit. Subtly smash this back down. Oh yeah, nice. Let's test it out. We'll put our foot back in there, just snaps into place. Haha! Look at that. It's not crooked anymore. Alright. See, I can fix things that I break on accident. Alright, let's put the lid back on. Wait, I just noticed something. So the back of it says all over the place, no user serviceable parts inside. But when you're inside here, it says, please replace with 125 volt, 20 watt lamp, which is right here. So there are user serviceable parts inside. That's just kind of funny. Oh yeah, we're good. Let's put the lid back on. While we're at it, I'll just bend this little dent back out with my pliers. There we go. Good as new. All right, there we have a thing. Sits flat on the counter now. Seems to open and close. Grill, 2 minutes. Okay, so we've got the circulation fan going, and as you can hear, the magnetron did not kick on. You can very clearly hear that. So, I'm going to run this for a second, then we're going to stick our nose in there and see if we can smell burning, which we should be able to. Because I'm sure it hasn't been used in a while. Oh yeah, it's burning. See, look, you can see the glowiness. Haha, sweet, it works. I don't know if you can set the temperature of the grilling mode or what exactly, but anyways, this is what I was looking for. One of these combo units. You can make quesadillas in here. You can, you know, melt the cheese at the microwave portion, then use the grill thing to crisp your quesadillas. Like, it's awesome. Okay, moving on. Let's see if we can get this little washing machine working. See how small this is? It leaves enough room so I can still get in and out of this door. So let's hook this thing up. Okay, we are connected. Let's turn on our water and see if we have any leaks. Doesn't seem to be. Fire this thing up, set our water level to low, and then it should start geysering in. Yeah. We're gonna let this fill up, make sure nothing's leaking because it's been stored for a little while. The thing I like about these machines is there's no center post, so I can wash my jeans without them getting worn out as easily. Man, I only use cold water for washing anyways, so yeah. Obviously putting like a bedspread or a comforter and something in here is not gonna be ideal, but for now, at least to do some basic laundry, this will get the job done for sure. Don't see any water on the floor, so that's a bonus. She spins! Alright, cool. We've got a washing machine now. Excellent. As far as drying things, we're still have to figure that out, but I think a wall mount dryer might actually be showing up here in the next few days. So that'll be sweet. Upon further inspection, those look like quartz heating elements. So we're actually pretty lucky those didn't explode when this thing fell off the back seat of the van. Dang this thing and its little shiny reflective surfaces. I do believe it's time for a trial run with this thing. Still need to figure out where I'm putting everything in this kitchen. Okay, that dish is not quite big enough for all those. I want to cook them with the microwave for 1 minute. So we'll go grill combo. First stage, that's what 1S means. We'll do 1 minute for that. And then second stage, usually it takes like a half hour to cook these. We'll do 20 minutes and then we'll check on it. So in theory, when I hit the button now, it will... I need to stop putting things on the stove. In theory, when I hit the button now, it'll cook with the microwave for 1 minute, and then it'll switch over to the heating element and do that for 20 minutes. So let's see. Yep, I heard the magnetron fire up. Yeah, and that logo there means... I think it means microwave only. I guess we'll see if this heating element turns on. Yeah, I don't see it turning on. So, we're nuking it with the microwave for 1 minute. Please stand by. Now, it should start the 20-minute cycle. Ah, there we go. Heating elements came on. So now it's going to cook for 20 minutes. And I'm noticing airflow here that smells a lot like chicken wings. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that glow. I hate to say it, but I probably won't be using the air fryer anymore. This is originally what I wanted before I got that air fryer, but these things were super expensive and I couldn't justify spending a bunch of money on one until I found this thing. So I think I'm gonna clean that thing up and throw it in some cabinet up there with my seat elevator out of the way. And yeah. Sweet! Okay, first thing this morning, I'm gonna put on these sunglasses. Need to go over to the mailbox center. They have been calling me and freaking out because apparently a viewer sent me a 52-pound package that's kind of large. And then also my monthly supplies got refilled. I guess they ship 3 months worth of stuff now. I don't know if you remember last time there was a short clip in a video where I mentioned that there was too much stuff for me to physically carry and I had to make 2 trips down to the mailbox store. But then also there's some other stuff there and they're like, they just want me to come get all my stuff. They said it's taking up too much floor space. But luckily yesterday, I got sidetracked and replaced the brakes on the white van, so it's good to go now. The only problem with driving this this van to the mailbox store is it has a UVL lift, and I can't park on the street in front of the place because there's a sidewalk, and this lift is not capable of deploying over the top of a sidewalk. And there aren't really any parking lots. I mean, there's one at a Starbucks about a block down, but there's one disabled spot, and I keep mentioning previous videos, but it was the one, I think it was called This Is What We're All Dealing With. Those people in a minivan were parked there and living in that space. Anyways, that spot is almost always used. So I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. I know one of the boxes they're gonna have to help me out with because I can't get a giant 50-pound box on my own. So hopefully they have a hand cart or something. They're really gonna be earning their monthly payment that I give them for their services today, that's for sure. So I think there's gonna be like one really big box, 2 medium-sized boxes, and then there's one other thing. I'm not exactly sure how big. I'm assuming small, but yeah, fun stuff. Hopefully we can make this happen without having to have any encounters with idiots again. Yesterday at the Harbor Freight was not exactly fun. All right, so there is a little parking lot next to the building, which has one disabled parking space, but it doesn't have an access lane. So that doesn't do me any good. It's right here on this corner. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a normal parking space with no loading zone that is a wheelchair accessible one. Let's see if the one in the Starbucks is open. Oh, sweet, it is. This is gonna be like a 14-point turn though, getting this heifer in here. Actually, it's gonna help that this truck is leaving. That gives me more space. Although this van does turn a lot sharper than the Dodge Caravan does, so it might be a 3-point turn, we'll see. Oh yeah, we got this. All right, that'll do. And I'm not buying coffee at Starbucks. I've already got my own cold brew. Thank you for the Cold Brew Labs, by the way. Yeah, let's go see what's going on.
No, the shipping itself is good.
Hey, should have a bunch of stuff for 158.
Yeah, that's one.
Okay.
And
There should be a couple other medium-sized boxes, I think.
yeah, small one. The other one is a little smaller than this, but about
Okay.
a little bigger.
Oh, they branded it together. Okay.
So I don't know if you wanna.
Yeah, do you have a hand cart by chance? I'm parked right in front of the Starbucks over here. I don't know if you're able to give me a hand with this one at least.
So
I think these I can get. Yeah, these are fine. Freaking On Track. I saw this was being delivered with them, and they always damage stuff.
No.
But luckily what's in here I think should be fine. Okay. Cool. You got a minute, or I can wait if you need to do something real quick, or...
No, I can take this out.
Okay, cool.
We'll be ready.
And just shove that in there anywhere. I can push it around, whatever.
I didn't check the mail yet. That's right.
Oh, okay. I'll come back in.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. And then this. I know who this is from, but I don't know what it is. It looks like it's breakable. He said something about me having a self-deprecating sense of humor, so I'm kind of excited to see what's in there. And I actually know what's in that giant box, and it's actually pretty amazing as well. All my viewers are so awesome, that's all I have to say. Okay. So these people that park next to me in the Suburban here almost tried to pull into this space, and the doors of my van were open, but the lift wasn't out yet, and they were giving me the stink eye the whole time, pretty much. It's like, yeah, maybe you didn't see the wheelchair lift, but I've got a permit on the dashboard, and I'm sitting in a wheelchair, but they came up over here and like peeked over on the dash and like looked at my permit and then looked at me, and it's like, are you serious? Like, I'm sitting in a wheelchair. Like, yeah, I may be moving boxes around, but are you kidding? This is a one-way parking lot, but now that they've parked there, it's impossible for me to get out that way, so we'll just do a... Well, we'll just pull a blonde move. I don't think being blonde is a protected class, right? I can say that without getting in trouble. I'm just gonna go ahead and nose right out here. There we go. Man, what a mess. Traffic around here blows. There's like people parked in the street and everything. Oh good, there's cops. It's an F-150 with a canopy. Okay, we're gonna dip down this side street. Oh, they got some guy all jammed up sitting on the sidewalk. Nice. Oh, it's in front of the weed store. Now, they've got blocked access on a lot of these streets, so you can't just turn and go where you want. They've got a bunch of barricades set up and like bicycle only stuff and everything. So let's see if we can get out of here. Okay, made it back. Oh, actually, there's one little box I still have to grab in the van. But first off, this thing. So this, I believe, is a small wall-mountable clothes dryer. A viewer mentioned that this was being sent. We'll just be careful. I did a live stream on the other channel and mentioned why a small one of these would be better than a full-size one. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to take a look in here and see what we've got. Oh, there's a box inside this box. Oh yeah, and this thing runs on 110 volts. What do we have here? Oh, that's the wall mount bracket. Sweet. Maybe that's the feet. Yeah, either way. Ooh, looks like a thing. Okay, I'm gonna cut the rest of this box off of here. Okay, now this is a housewarming gift from someone. He had mentioned it's a funny housewarming gift. Let's see what we got here. Looks like it might be fragile. Hopefully whatever it is not broken. It's a mug. That is amazing. Oh. Good luck convincing your new neighbors that you're normal. Funny you mentioned that. They may already be getting the idea that that's not the case. That's great. Thank you. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get. Well, that dryer didn't come with instructions. I was gonna say I'm gonna see if I get a wall template to figure out how to mount that to the wall, but then I just realized all I need is a tape measure, and we'll just figure out where the studs are in the wall. But yeah, that thing, it's got some standoffs on the back, so it goes about that far from the wall, and that gives it room for the hose to come out the back of the thing. But here, let me show you. As I was mentioning in the live stream on the other channel, this little room here is the laundry room that goes out into the garage. But a full-size washer and dryer here is, you know, going to come out to here, maybe stick out a little bit more. And that's going to make it really difficult for me to get through this door because I need as much space as possible. So I got this little washing machine back, which is great. I think I'm still going to build a little platform to put it up on top of so that my toes can get underneath it. I mean, while it is pretty small, I think... Oh yeah, this will be perfect. Mounting this dryer right here is great because I'm still going to be able to get, you know, all the way up here into the corner and access the door and everything without a problem. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I can leave that on the floor. I'm not sure. For now, this thing will work. Obviously, you know, washing the larger stuff in there, like a comforter or something, is going to be a little tricky, but how often do you do that? So yeah, I think right here in this corner should be good. And the vent goes down through the floor here. So that shouldn't be too big a deal. But yeah, thanks man. That's like exactly what I was needing. That other little miniature dryer thing that I got, like it doesn't really work right. Plus it's not wall mountable. Even if I did fix that other one, it would just be a pain trying to deal with it, and it's like super heavy and everything. So yeah, I think we're gonna get this set up. It'll be great. I don't know why I'm editing this video in the garage, but holy cow, is that already 38 minutes long. Real quick, got the dryer installed on the wall here. I think I just spit all over the lens. But yeah, I mean, it's attached to the wall. I still need to run the hose down to the hole in the floor and do a little bit of cable management here because OCD. But, oh, the reason I was editing in the garage, I was keeping an eye on the barbecue. I've taken a much lazier approach to making meatloaf because I buy those little 1-pound bricks of it. I just peel off the cover and stick it in the pan. I don't even mash it flat. So it's literally just a log of beef. Anyways, there's still more footage from this. There's not too much left over, but we'll stick it in the next video. I have no idea. Like, I'm always trying to plan what I want to do for videos, but I just film stuff as I go. So I know the last few videos have been super long. I know a lot of people like that. I like to mix in some shorter ones that are like 20 minutes long. Anyways, we'll see what happens next time. I have no idea what's going on in the next few days. And random is always the name of the game. Or something. I don't know. I'll catch you guys soon.